Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm talking about a pen from Pilot that I have spoken about in the past, and it is the Explorer. Now when the Explorer came out, I got one and I didn't enjoy it at all. I found the pen too light. I did like the Metropolitan, but I really didn't love the Explorer. But the version that came out more recently, sort of the version 2, if you will, which is I got the matte black version, I think has a lovely feel, a lovely look, and very cool packaging. And I thought I'd just do a quick mini re-review of the pen. So we open it up and it's got some of the coolest packaging. Like, I absolutely love this packaging. It's a metal tin, it looks cool, it's got sort of a spacey theme, and this tin is definitely going to be reused, once the Explorer is in full circulation in my collection. So here it is in the foam inlay. Very simple, very easy, very enjoyable. So as I said, this is the Explorer, one of Pilot's more affordable fountain pen options. Not their most affordable. I think the Kakuno, the Kakuno is about half the price, and I think the Kakuno is an incredible pen for the money. It's lightweight, it has a great nib, and yeah, like 28 Australian dollars, it's kind of amazing. But the Explorer here, this is a bigger pen. This is a more sort of executive looking pen. It's got a very classy, simple, understated look to it. Simple snap cap. It posts relatively well. It's cartridge converter. It will take the Pilot converters. I just have the cartridge that came in there, and I will, once that is written dry, I will refill that. I prefer that with the Pilot pens. It is a very light pen. The entire pen weighs about 14 grams, 8.5 in the body and 5.5 in the cap. So even with all that weight on the back, you do not feel it. It's super lightweight. It's super easy in the hand. I have it here with a medium nib, and it also comes with a fine, with a traditional Pilot. I'm pretty sure it's just the standard Pilot nib that you get on a number of these sort of lower end Pilot pens, and there's the Pilot bead. As I said, it is a cartridge converter. I have it with one of those IC50 cartridges. Super simple. It's like a super easy pen, nothing fancy about it. Flat top, flat bottom, beautiful matte finish. There's also a white version which looks pretty nice. And for $52.95 Australian, I think it's at the top of its price point. Realistically, this is at the absolute top of its price point. If it was any more expensive, I wouldn't get it. If it was cheaper, I would love it, and I would just send people to it more and more. It's got a good nib, good, filling system, all of that in a fairly sort of, traditional but somewhat cool looking body. This would be a great pen for just like throwing into your bag. I plan on clipping this on the front of a journal, and that's going to be a nice way of carrying a lightweight pen that if I lose it, if I damage it, I'm not going to be too concerned. You can see alongside the Lamy Safari, it's actually a little bit longer, but they're a similar kind of girth. Uncapped, the Safari is actually longer, but they've both got smaller nibs. And posted, the Safari still comes out slightly longer, but I prefer the way that the Explorer posts to how the Lamy posts. This version of the Pilot Explorer is 142 millimeters when it's capped. Uncapped, it's 130, so it's a very comfortable size in the hand. Super lightweight, once again, 8.5 grams. 165 millimeters when it is posted, so long but not too long. And as I said, the balance it's just so light you lose the entire pen in your hand. Around the middle of the section is 9 millimeters, so not slim, but definitely not a girthy section. And it's about 13 millimeters around the cap. So it's a nice standard size fountain pen. Okay, let's do a writing sample here on standard 90 GSM Clairefontaine paper. Pilot Explorer with a medium steel nib, and the ink in here is Pilot Black from the cartridge that came in the pen, and it's a perfectly fine ink. I do like Pilot Black, and as I said, once I've written this through, I will clean that cartridge out and reuse that. If you are using Pilot, or any brand really, and you can get away with doing that with the cartridges, particularly a lot of pens come with a cartridge, use it and then refill it. You're going to get a good capacity, and you get a couple of uses out of it, and it just gives everything that second life that we're all very interested in. Okay, this nib writes very smooth, as you would expect from these Pilot nibs. It's not the wettest, but it's certainly putting down a nice enough amount of ink. Fast writing. Like no issues there, it keeps up. It's a really good sort of stock writer. And that's one of the things I like about these sort of Pilot pens is that they're not fancy writers. A lot of people would consider them to be boring writers even. But you know what? They write well. They write reliably and consistently. So what are pros and cons? Well, some cons. Firstly, I think that the pen is light. And for me, I like a little bit more bulk, particularly leading down to the fingers. I like just that little bit of weight. It gives me security. Also, I think it's a little bit expensive. At $52.95 Australian, I think it just pushes the value point. Like it's Pilot, so it's always going to cost more than the value point. You do get a good pen and all that kind of stuff. But things I like the clip. I think it's functional and very usable, great over an elastic. I like the size of the pen. It's got a nice length to it. It feels good in the hand. It's not super girthy. There's no big step downs, no threads, nothing like that. It's just a really decent everyday writer, a pen you can throw into your bag, a pen you can carry without having to worry. And if you're using cartridges and things like that, like I wouldn't necessarily advise eyedropping this pen. I don't even know if it can be, but it's not got a super strong or, a rugged build quality. So just be careful with those kinds of things. But for an everyday writer that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, Pilot are always going to be a good brand for that, and the Explorer here, not a bad option. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. I hope this was interesting. If you'd like to support the channel, I would love to hear from you. So enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.